Did David describe Jesus being crucified roughly 1,000 years before Calvary? Psalm 22 opens with words Jesus later cried from the cross, my God, why have you forsaken me?" But that is only the first connection. David wrote this psalm centuries before Roman crucifixion became the infamous punishment we recognize. Yet the suffering figure in Psalm 22 is publicly mocked, surrounded by enemies, physically exhausted, and brought to the dust of death. Then the details become disturbingly specific. Psalm 22 says, "All those who see me ridicule me. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head." At Calvary, the religious leaders mocked Jesus and said in effect, "He trusted in God. Let him deliver him." The psalm says, "My strength is dried up, and my tongue clings to my jaws." On the cross, Jesus said, "I thirst." Then comes the line that has caused centuries of debate. The New King James Version reads, "They pierced my hands and my feet." Some ancient textual witnesses differ in wording, but the Greek Septuagint and several Christian translations preserve the reading pierced. And the mystery does not stop there. David writes, "They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots." John 19 says the Roman soldiers divided Jesus' garments, but cast lots for his seamless tunic. How could one psalm contain the cry from the cross, the mockery, the thirst, pierced hands and feet, exposed bones, and soldiers gambling for clothing? Was David simply describing his own suffering? At one level, Psalm 22 is David's lament, but the suffering described reaches beyond anything recorded in David's life. That is why Christians read it as a messianic psalm, a prophetic pattern ultimately fulfilled in Jesus. And when Jesus quoted its opening line, many believe he was directing listeners to the whole psalm. Because Psalm 22 does not end in defeat, the afflicted one is answered. Future generations hear what God has done, and the nations turn to worship the Lord. The New Testament makes the connection even stronger. Hebrews 2 places words from the psalm in the mouth of Christ, "I will declare your name to my brethren." So the same chapter that begins with abandonment moves toward resurrection like vindication, fellowship, and worldwide worship. The cross is not merely hidden in his suffering. The victory beyond the suffering is there too. So did David see the crucifixion in a vision? Scripture never directly tells us how he received these words, but it shows us something astonishing. Nearly 1,000 years before Jesus, David wrote the pattern of the cross. The king was suffering, but the Spirit was pointing to the Messiah. Like and subscribe to Kingdom Mindset Revealed for more hidden connections to Jesus in the Old Testament. And comment below. Do you believe Psalm 22 is prophecy or coincidence?